So, part number 3, being prepared. So we've already gone over basically what they eat when they're young. How do you have fruit flies? If you're getting nymphs, please make sure you get some of those when you're getting your nymphs, because you're going to need them really immediately. Along with that, we talked about the housing and everything, some nice 32 ounce or 40 ounce deli cups or something along those, something about that size with a nice cloth, vented lids and everything on them. That gives them a nice shedding surface, and it also, allows them some space and everything like that to grow, at least until they become about an L5 or so. And like I said, most breeders and people that you get them from, you can get those cups and everything from them, and you can also get the fruit fly cultures from them also when you get your nymphs. So you should be able to get those items right there up front from them. Outside of that, like I said, the bigger, and I'm by no means promoting any specific business or what have you, but the other the bigger 64-ounce food containers, I just ordered those off of Amazon. You can just Google or just look them up. They're 64 ounce. You buy them 3 of them, in 3 packs. They're like $7 for 3 of them or something like that. They're very tough. They last a long time. Those will live for years and years and years. The other thing I wanted to say in being prepared, and I almost wanted to bring this up in the food section, was water. Water's absolutely critical to your praying mantis. This right here, you're going to want to get a nice misting bottle like this, a nice atomizing bottle like this, with an adjustable thing on it. I mean, this thing it sprays really, really, really fine mist and everything. A couple of reasons. Depending on the species, some species need more water than others. I do, even with my arid species, still mist their containers at least twice a week, the inside of them, if for no other reason, just to give them something to drink. Sometimes you'll see them, when you do that, they'll actually go up to the side of the container and drink the little water droplets off the side of it. My rhombidaires, of course, are a tropical species. They get misted at least once a day, sometimes like right now, because it's kind of dry out during our Santa Ana season here in Southern California. They get their enclosures misted twice a day. So, because they like a lot more humidity. Outside of that, so you're going to want to get a bottle like this. Again, I got this at Petco. It was like $1.50 or $1.75 or something. Now, the water that's inside of it, I've read a lot of things about this. I personally, this is distilled water that's in here. I go to the store, buy a gallon of distilled water for like $1.50 or so. It'll last you forever in terms of, how long you're just using them with the mantises or what have you. It's safe to use for them. People do not recommend, and I kind of understand this, using municipal water supplies, a lot of municipal or city water supplies, for the simple reason that a lot of them contain fluoride and chlorine and things like that in it, which may not actually be healthy for them in the long run. It can build up in them. I don't know that there's any actual proof for that, but it sounds about right. And to be honest with you, if you can buy a gallon of distilled water that'll outlive your mantises, just buy a gallon of distilled water and then you don't have to think about it. And so I only use distilled water in this. I mist down the inside of their containers. Like I said, water is a bit critical for them. It is a little bit important for them, especially if you have one that's either a temperate species or a tropical species. They do like a bit of water. Outside of that, the only other thing I wanted to say in the being prepared section actually was, when you saw the sticks and everything earlier, I mean, I have all kinds of various stick kind of things here, bamboo sticks, and I think this is from a eucalyptus tree, and the little stick fort that I have in there for my stick mantis. If you're going to get things from the outdoors, which is what most people do and everything like that, that's fine. But the one thing you're probably going to want to do before you start using them inside of your mantis enclosure or inside of their house is you're going to want to sterilize it. There are certain bacteria that can come from the outdoors, mites that might be on them, pests and parasites and everything like that that you may not want coming into their enclosure and everything. I have found that the simplest way of doing this, without boiling things or throwing something in an oven at 200, some dry stick in there at into an oven at 300 degrees and smelling that for days, is I just take a small pan, and that can, big enough for the sticks that you need to sterilize in. And you take hydrogen peroxide, isopropyl alcohol, about 2 parts hydrogen peroxide, 1 part isopropyl alcohol. Cheap stuff to get, at the pharmacy or what have you, or at the grocery store. And put enough of it in the pan to where you can submerge the sticks in it, like the sticks are actually covered by it. Just let the sticks sit in there for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so, and everything like that. You'll actually see them from the hydrogen peroxide. You'll actually start to see some of them bubble, actually, and it's the bacteria being killed. The other thing, any foreign egg, insect eggs or what have you that may be on there, it'll kill those type of things too. So, and then from there, once they've been in there for about 10 minutes, just take the sticks out, put them down in a warm, dry place somewhere for 24 to 48 hours or what have you, and just let them dry out. Make sure they're perfectly dried out. I only ever get sticks myself that are already like very dry. As you can notice, that thing just snaps into pieces. So try not to get sticks or branches that are wet or anything like that, or new. Old dry stuff actually works the best, and it's actually really easy to use them if they're old and dry, because you can just snap them down to size and put them in there. So yeah, sterilize your sticks and everything before you use them inside of your mantis house, and your mantis will be happy. They'll thank you for it. And other than that, I know that you and you said that you have a son and you have family and everything like that. I hope that you guys enjoy your new mantises, and there's nothing not to like about them. I'm sure you guys will have a good time with them. Cheers.